Well, good morning, my fellow Zenites. Did you check your Pzen wallet balance this morning with your coffee? Look, truth in DeFi and the DeFi elite. Stories coming out this week where Kim Kardashian was not prosecuted for shilling a very dodgy token. And the reason that the judge gave was that even though she was very naughty and she shouldn't have used her celebrity status to do that, it was also contingent on the investor to have done their own research. I thought it was a very interesting take. And the main thing to come out of it, though, is who can you trust? Who can you trust? I mean, it's all very well for him to say that the investors should have done their own research, and I guess that's kind of true. But when you have people like Kevin O'Leary, who was paid to promote FTX, and people like Larry David, one of my comedic heroes, they have huge influence, and their legal teams should have done a better job of advising them what it is they were actually getting into, or were they completely blinded by the money? So another thing I want to talk about is the headline media rumbles on about the collapse of FTX. And I did a investigation into what caused all this. And I produced a video maybe 2 weeks ago now, and I explicitly stated that the first domino to fall was in fact all to do with the Terra Luna collapse and Do Kwon Do, the Korean chappie who is now on the run. And my findings have been corroborated dozens and dozens of times. But I'm not a celebrity. I don't have millions of followers, so my reach is very limited. But what I said is the truth. So that is spurring me on now to actually, continue on to build up a following, because I think the truth in DeFi is very, very important. Look, you can see the link to the video that I did before, and it absolutely ties in with the on-chain data about the dates of what happened, when it happened, and who did what. So if you really want to find out what happened to wipe off $1 trillion off the market cap of crypto, you can watch that video. The link is below. The real elephant in the room, though, is central bank digital currencies, because nobody is paying any attention to what the governments around the world are trying to do. Listen, Macron was recorded the other day talking about how, people think that the United States and China are, the two powers. And he said that that was all wrong. And what we really needed was one world order. This is Macron. One world order. That's what they want. That's what they want to do. And listen, they were just recently at the G20 meeting in Bali, the thing to come out of that, which people should be paying attention to, is the progress that they're making for the digital euro. And again, here's something that was misreported widely, and I was berated in a Twitter Spaces recently for bringing this up. And two things about it. One is, yes, there is a possibility that the governments could increase surveillance and could control your spending. But we live in a democracy in the Western world. We are not a communist country. We do have a say. We do have a voice. Now, whether you choose to exercise that right or not is another matter. But they can't just foister the legislation upon you. And even if they do, you have a choice. I mean, one of the things that people were saying about, and I think I even misquoted it, was that Mr. Panetta at that conference stated that there would be some limitations on the digital euro. And he said that transactions wouldn't be, it was reported that transactions couldn't be over $50. You couldn't hold more than 3,000 euros worth of the digital euro. And your maximum spending in the month would be 1,000 of the digital euro. Well, he didn't actually say that. What he actually said was that there would be no reporting, no recording of any transactions of 50 euros or less. No recordings if you held 3,000 euros or less. Or if you transacted less than 1,000 digital euros a month, none of that would be recorded anywhere. Now, I don't know whether that's really a great thing or not, but people were misrepresenting what he said as that there would be limits on the digital euro as far as holding and transacting is concerned. There won't be, but there will be a limit whilst they work out what the systemic risk is of having a digital euro. And the thing is, it is coming, but there is going to be public consultation about what the actual framework of digital currencies is going to be. And this is why it is so important that for those of you who are watching this broadcast, you're already ahead of the game because you understand what cryptocurrency is. And we're trying to get the word out to no-coiners, people who don't even understand what Bitcoin is. It's a very long road and it's all uphill, but we will get there because governments around the world are totally committed to introducing central bank digital currencies, which means that everyone is going to be transacting in a digital currency. Now, the thing is, though, for those that understand decentralized finance, you will become the new financial elite. Why? Because while everybody else is just transacting in digital currency, you know that there is an alternative network economy that you could be part of outside of the control of the government, regardless of what they do with the framework of any central bank digital currency. You can transact and operate outside of it with the digital currency, the digital economy rather, that is decentralized finance. And of course, Pzen, sorry, I've been eaten alive here this morning. Pzen is the great reset tool. And why is that? Well, it redistributes wealth. And this is the biggest problem that we have right now in all the economies of the world. There is a huge gap between the haves and the have-nots. And it is a rotten system. And you have the opportunity. We have a tool now through decentralized finance to actually opt out. And all you have to do is to get educated. So I am obliged to show you this short video again, just explaining how you can join this new economy and why you should take action to get yourself educated today. So let's have a look at this.
In these tumultuous economic times, it seems harder and harder to get ahead. Even though you have made all the right financial decisions, it's never enough. The problem is not you, it's the system. You see, the system is designed to make the rich richer and the poor poorer. The only solution is to break free from this system. Today, you can join a new, growing economy and finally get ahead. This economy is built around a socially engineered token called Pzen, which is designed to redistribute wealth. The truth is that there is no scarcity of wealth. We just need a better redistribution system. Pzen harnesses the power of the eighth wonder of the world, compounding interest. Simply buy and hold Pzen in your wallet, and after each transaction made across the network, your token balance goes up. This is thanks to the pay-it-forward deduction, which takes 2% of every transaction and distributes it equitably to all Pzen holders. No one is coming to save you. This is the way out, but you need to do the work. You have to get educated. You have to take a leap of faith. You have to join the new economy to secure your financial future. Take control of your finances with Pzen.
So there we have it. There is an alternative. All you have to do is to get educated. It doesn't take that long, but it does take a leap of faith. And you have to understand that this is the way forward. Everybody is going to be using digital currencies. There is absolutely no doubt about that. There are 200 products on the go. All of the European countries have signed up for this. I think Nigeria this morning, they decreed that because they have a digital currency already up and running, they are foistering that on the populace by limiting withdrawals of real cash from their ATMs. The whole reason? They want everybody to switch over to digital currencies. Now, there is an alternative economic advantage for any country, apart from, the surveillance aspects and all the control aspects that people are really worried about. There's a real benefit to having a central bank digital currency. First of all, the transaction costs of running this system go way down, and it will save countries a huge amount of money in controlling the money supply. Not only that, it's highly efficient. At the moment, you have basically around the world a settlement system whereby, if you transact, if you send, let's say you're in the UK and you have a Barclays bank account and somebody has a Santander bank account. If you send money to your friend in Santander, it appears on the surface that it's an instantaneous transaction. Well, it isn't. It is settlement plus one. Because what happens is all the transactions go to a central bank, and at the end of the day, the central bank tots everything up. It manages the whole system and puts money where it should be. So it's not instantaneous. If you want to do that internationally, it's settlement plus three. It takes at least 3 days for money to leave your bank account and go to a foreign bank account. With central bank digital currencies, it will be instantaneous. So yes, there's a lot of FUD about, it's going to be more control of the population, there'll be more surveillance, but there are some good things to come out of it. And of course, the best thing that's going to come out of it is the adoption of cryptocurrencies. Once again, you have the opportunity to become the DeFi elite just by getting educated and just understanding what the opportunity that Pzen is. That is my coffee morning rant this morning. If you haven't watched my video before on the collapse of FTX, etc., there's a link in the description below. Don't forget, please subscribe, share, comment, follow. I've decided that I'm going to try and do this on a more regular basis to get the truth out there. It is extremely important that you have a trustworthy news source, and that is us here on this channel and here on this Twitter account. So I'll just say hello to a few people who have joined me at this ungodly hour in the morning. Here we go. Fusion Streams, good morning to you. He says, pleased to join the morning rant. Well, I'm very pleased that you're here as well. Crypto Kobe, my man, how's it all going for you? Thank you so much for joining. Nature's Way says hello. La Fosse Interior says hello also. Look, we are a global movement. We are being watched and seen all over the world. And of course, don't forget, one of our enterprising Zenites has created a 3D world on the platform that's called Second Life. This can only grow. It's already absolutely amazing. I mean, my videos are being broadcast live. I am planning on talking to the creator of this later on so that we can actually build this going forward. And who knows, we may exist on other metaverses in the very near future. There's some very, very interesting work that's being done with VR worlds, and we should be there, and we will be there. There is a bright future ahead for Pzen. It isn't just a static economy, it is a growing economy. I mean, you can use Pzen to actually buy things in the Second Life world. Pzen has a utility. You could even call it a utility token, let alone a wealth generating passive income protocol. This afternoon, I am planning on doing an experimental Twitter Spaces. It'll probably just be me, but if anybody wants to join, have a look out for the Twitter Spaces that will be advertised on my Twitter account. And you can ask me anything in these Twitter Spaces, whatever you want to know about, we'll try and find an answer for you. And could be giving away some Pzen to the participants of that space. So watch out for the link. This is an experiment, mainly to see whether the equipment works. But I'd be very pleased to talk to anybody who's around later on this afternoon. That is Atlantic Standard Time, of course. Around about 3 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time, I'll be hitting the button and see if we can go live. So I'm Conrad Pzen, former Bitcoin Foundation member and evangelist for Pzen. Wishing you a fantastic day. And to my replay watchers, you're not forgotten. I thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you found it entertaining and enlightening. And I will see you in the next Truth in DeFi broadcast. Bye for now.